us for today's event, What's New with SugarCRM. So my name's Jenna Carrillo. I am a customer success manager here at Braincell, and I'll be your host for today. Also on the call, we have Kevin Cook, who is the Executive VP and GM of Government Sales here at Braincell, and he's also going to be demoing some new features of Sugar for us today.
Yep, looking forward to it.
Thanks for joining us, Kevin. Okay, so we're covering a lot in a short amount of time, so let's jump right in. I do have a few housekeeping items and agenda. So this will be about a 45-minute presentation with an audience Q&A at the end. So just as Kevin said, start getting those questions going about sugar. If you do have any throughout the presentation, please feel free to drop them in the question box. All attendees are going to receive the recording after the webinar and a follow-up email after this event. So what will we really be discussing today? We'll be talking about the new features in Sugar, and Kevin will give us a live demo of what's new. And then we'll wrap up with an audience Q&A. But for those of you who are new here, welcome. Braincell is a growth enablement company with over 27 years of experience. Our mission is to really help customers position their people, processes, and technology for the fastest path to growth. In addition to being a SugarCRM advanced partner for North America, we also specialize in business consulting, data integrations, and additional core technology products like ERP, marketing automation, and customer support and service solutions. But to kick it off, let's start with a poll question. So poll question number 1, what are you using for your CRM today? We have SugarCRM, Salesforce, HubSpot, other, or I don't know. Get those answers in.
And other could be spreadsheets, right, Jenna? Maybe you're using Excel, maybe you're using Outlook. Yeah, I've seen that. Sometimes people will use email for their CRM.
Just gonna give everybody a moment to get that answer in. I'm very curious to see who we got here.
And after you respond to the poll question, be sure to think about what you want to ask in Q&A, or if you see something on the screen that you want to ask me about, write it down, because we are going to answer those questions a little later.
Okay, makes sense. A lot of Sugar folks, some HubSpot, other. Wonderful. All righty. So, yeah, right. Thank you all. All right, let's get into it. Before we get into the demo, Kevin, do you mind just telling me a little bit more about the features in Sugar?
Yeah, so Sugar's got this tagline. They say they want to make selling easy, right? Make sales easy. So what does that mean? You know, that's what you might see in the Sugar website, Sugar documentation, but it really means a couple of things. As a salesperson, you want to be able to use the tool and get stuff out of it. You don't always want to be pushing data into it, right? I'm going to advance the screen just one page. There we go, this one. How does Sugar Sell make it easy for sales? So for the sales people, they're going to get stuff they need. They're going to see what they need. For the sales managers, they're going to be able to see the data for all the people that report up to them, and they'll be able to make decisions. So you can make decisions based on the data, but then the sales people can get the information that they need easily. I'm going to tell a story. I won't mention this tool, but it's a tool years ago that was horrible. It did so much. It still is a good tool for doing lots of things, but every time you clicked something, another window. So you're trying to do something, you have a dozen windows open on your screen, and Sugar now has eliminated that. So now you got one window, and you can be in context without having to click away and open lots of browser tabs and go all over the place, get all the information that you need, whether you're a manager or a salesperson. And then you can also enrich. There's a lot of features in Sugar that we'll see that make it easy for salespeople to sell. So it's not It's not a cumbersome. It's not a chore.
And I did hear you say clicking, which brings us to my next question.
Okay.
What does more selling, less clicking mean?
Yeah, it's oh, I can't remember what the person said, but if you're doing research, you're a salesperson, you want to find out, do research into a company, you want to find out what's going on, you got to click all around your CRM tool, maybe you have multiple browsers, maybe you got to do some research on the company in another browser tab, and you get distracted because you see an ad, and then, oh my gosh, you're going to buy fence posts for your backyard, and then you go down one rabbit hole over there. So you get distracted in lots of different ways, not just in your CRM, but when you're doing research. So more selling, less clicking means you're seeing everything you need to see for that opportunity or the account or the person, the contact, the lead right in front of you in your CRM. And you can pull in all that external data. You can see all the related data. You don't have to leave that one screen. You don't have to click around. You're not opening up a dozen different browser windows or tabs. So that's what it means. You're spending more time selling or working intently on that one person or opportunity or account instead of clicking all over the place and getting lost.
Great, great. And last question before we get into the demo, which new
Okay.
feature are you most excited about?
Let me take a sip of my cool beverage. Hmm. There's a lot of them. There are a lot of new features, but something that I really like is actually it's been in Sugar for a while, but it's the combination of a couple of features that are now coming to the fore. So these things like focus drawers, we'll see focus drawers. They've been in Sugar for a bit. Action buttons. You can now, like you can easily, in the olden days, you used to talk about how easy it is to create a field like favorite ice cream flavor. Well, now you can create a field that's an action button, and the actual button will do something. That used to require a programmer, but now you can use an action button and tell that button what it should be doing. So lots of different combinations of things make it easy for people to do work on one screen. And so my one feature is actually a bunch of features that make it easy.
Yeah. Well, you totally took mine. It's the focus drawer.
Oh,
I know.
what's a good feature, right?
It's good. Yeah, definitely. So can't wait to show everyone how we utilize those here at Braincell. So if you're ready, Kevin, let's jump into
Oh,
the demo.
oh, let's do it. All right. So let me drag in my browser here. You all should be able to see the browser. This is Sugar. It'll look familiar to you, right? Everybody can see this. I'm on my dashboard. I logged in as this guy named Jim up here, upper right-hand corner. You can see he's a fictitious user. If you ever attend any of my demos, you've seen any of my previous videos from many years past, this guy Jim is a fictitious user, but he sells and he manages. So he's a VP of sales. He's going to have people that report to him. So he really does care about things like the team's pipeline. But he's also selling on his own, so he cares about his pipeline. So y'all have probably seen these dashboards, right? You can see your pipeline stuff, whether it's just for you or for your whole team. You can see tabular dashlets. If I scroll down, these are chart related dashlets, and I can see other charts. I'm going to go over to another dashboard, my sales dashboard. This is another one. Y'all have probably seen stuff like this. If I click on this, I can drill down. So that's not uncommon. What I want to show you now is back on that previous dashboard, the sales pipeline management dashboard. I've created this a little bit differently. There's a few things here that you might not have seen. For example, I can add filters, runtime filters directly into this whole dashboard. So I can apply a filter to a whole dashboard, or I can apply it to a specific dashlet. So let me show you a little bit more what I mean. Username. So I'm Jim, this fictitious guy, but I'm a sales manager. So the default here is that the username is not empty. That's cool. But I want to grab a couple of folks. So I'm going to start typing. I'm going to say I want to see Max's pipeline, and I want to see Will's pipeline, and I want to see Sarah's pipeline. So notice that as I select these, the dashlets actually change in real time. I'm applying this filter, this one runtime filter, to all the dashlets on the dashboard. So that's new feature in Sugar, really useful, I think. So if you look up here, and I got to drag my little meeting thing out of the way, hope I don't end up killing the meeting. But I can configure the run times, or I can clear everything for the whole dashboard. It's not just for the dashboard, it's also for the dashlets. So here I am on a dashlet. And notice the runtime filtering, the pipeline funnel, y'all are familiar with that. But I can say, you know what? I want to change the runtime filters. Right now, it's taken Max or Sarah or Will, because those are what I specify for the whole dashboard. But instead of this year, I just want to see this quarter. Okay, and I'm going to apply it. And things will change. Now, only change this dashlet. The other dashlets are still governed by the whole dashboard. So this gives me a lot of capability as a manager to see what's going on, and you know, nothing up my sleeve. I haven't left my dashboard.
And you haven't left the tab either, is what I'm also noticing. You've done so much in one tab.
One place. So while the folks in the audience, think about how you might be doing this right now. If you wanted to do what I just did, you might have to run a report, export it into Excel, break it down, filter, do all sorts of stuff. No, I did everything right here. But one thing I couldn't do here, but I could do in Excel, is I could see all the things that make up one part of the funnel. Well, you can do that. So watch, I'm gonna click on this. One's a big chunk of the funnel. I click on it, and now I'm into the list for this funnel. Now you can do that right now in your current version of Sugar, but there's a little bit more here. It's not just a drill down. I can toggle the list view here, and I can do things in the list view just like I can in other list views. I got a little bit more. So now I can see, okay, this is what's, remember on the previous dashboard, I had said, okay, I want Sarah, Will, and I'm breaking it up. I can see what comprises this part of the pipeline funnel for the people that I set on the previous filter. I'm drilling down in, but the filters are still applied. I know, you know, this is interesting. Okay, South Seas, Lexington Rebel Group. Maybe I want to see what's going on up in the qualification, so I can continue the drill down here with the same data set. Oh, this is really interesting. I can preview. Anytime you see that little eyeball, you can preview that record in your side panel. Now we'll get into this a little bit later, but you remember how I said one of my features is the action buttons? You're seeing the action buttons here. Okay, so I'm going to close this. Drill downs, wonderful thing. Canceling it. Back to my dashboard. I haven't gone anywhere. Still, I'm not losing my place. So this kind of answers that question about more selling, less clicking.
Yeah,
right?
Totally. Mm-hmm.
I'm still, I'm still clicking, but I'm not getting lost, right? I'm not bringing up a bunch of windows. I don't have to open up more browser tabs. I've only got one browser tab open. One browser tab. I maximize my screen, but there's only one browser tab. There's more here. Now, I want to drill down. You saw I drilled down by selecting the one part of the pipeline, but I don't have to do that. I can go over and look at the entire chart, the entire dashlet broken down like this. Now, this is really cool. Now, reports are different too. Reports have a different look and layout. Now I can control the filters a little differently over here. Okay, so what I did is I just took that same dashlet. I'm doing a drill down into the whole report, not just that one part of the funnel. Let me go back. This is another thing that we've heard people are asking about a lot. I want to grab this. I just want to go screenshot. So it's kind of cool that Sugar added that capability to download this thing as an image, copy it and paste it. Maybe I need more screen real estate so I can get rid of those things. Y'all have probably seen the way the dashlets are able to be moved around. That's great. But I think what's really new here is I can grab the image of the chart, I can drill down into all of it, and I can apply runtime filters right to the dashlet. All pretty cool.
That's huge.
It is good, yeah. Now, there's more here on this page. I haven't even left my dashboard yet. Woo! This tabular dashlet is filled with automated flows. What's going on in the background? Again, this capability has been in Sugar for a while, but it hasn't really come to the foreground. You know, it's one of those features that it's a huge, powerful feature that people don't use as much. I love this view because what this tells me as a sales manager is what the progress is of the various things I'm looking at. In this case, they're opportunities. So I can see an opportunity with white cross. Okay, where are we with this? Well, the salesperson who's working it, actually me, the fictitious dude, is 55% through that flow or that journey. So I can see this is progressing pretty well.
And does this automated flow come in Sugar already?
It depends on what version you've got, or if you've got Sugar Advanced, you can buy it as an add-on.
Oh,
Or if
okay.
you're in Premier, then it's all bundled in. You might have also heard this called customer journeys. This is effectively the view of the customer journey.
Oh, okay. I thought this was so this is Sugar Automate, formerly known as Sugar Customer Journey.
Yeah, this is the
Okay.
automated flow. But the idea here is that as a sales manager, I can see what's going on in one view, put it in Dashlet. I can also work right within Dashlet. I could remember the focus drawers that is actually your favorite feature.
No.
I can grab the focus drawers for these things. Anytime you see this little icon, I can open up that focus drawer so I can look at the opportunity, get information about the opportunity here. Oh, and look, more action buttons. So within this focus drawer, I can do work. Still on my dashboard, doing work regarding this opportunity in the focus drawer.
I just love how Sugar doesn't make you dig around to get this information. So I don't have to now go to the accounts page or the contact, whatever it might be. I can pull out the focus drawer while keeping what I was already doing in the background,
Right, you're
focus
not looking.
on what's at hand, and then I push it back out.
Well, and it may be that I want to do multiple things. I mean, if this were a
Yeah.
phone list, maybe I want to go, send through a bunch of phone calls or meetings or activities or opportunities. So it doesn't matter. This isn't related to just opportunities or just accounts. This could be anything that you want to put on your dashboard. If you're a salesperson and you've got a call list, lots of calls, you can step through them all, do that work in the focus drawer. You don't have to bounce back and forth. I've seen sales development reps with multiple screens open because they've got their CRM over here where they're getting information about the person they're calling, and they've got their call list over here, and it's constant back and forth. But you don't have to do that using this kind of layout in Sugar now, and that's why it makes selling easy. You can focus on making those phone calls or managing the opportunities or doing your data analysis, whatever it is you're doing, without clicking around, getting lost between browsers and tabs and whatnot. So I think that's really good. Let me give you an example. The same opportunity, instead of looking at the opportunity in the focus drawer, I'm going to look at the task in the focus drawer. So if I had to do a task here, okay, I can see the information about the task, and I can do that task. I can satisfy that task and do that work right here. In this case, it's completed, but I can do the work right in the focus drawer. And then you can even use the arrow keys and tab through all the things you've got to do. So call list, a task list, I think that's pretty cool. I don't get lost. I'm right back where I started. Like that. Okay, so I did see a question. I'm going to answer a question because I see this here. The question, is it in Enterprise? No, it's not bundled into Enterprise. Enterprise, I don't know if you're using Enterprise on the cloud or on-prem, but no, that's not an Enterprise. You can get it as an add-on in Enterprise, but it's not part of Enterprise.
And Enterprise is only on premise now.
It is only on-premise now, yeah. A lot of folks got upgrades. They may think you're still on Enterprise, but you're really up in the Sugar Cloud or SugarCell Advanced. Jenna's got all the details about those versions, what they mean, the licensing. I sometimes I get lost, but Jenna knows. So if you got more questions like that, ask Jenna. So here we are, dashboard, love it, awesome, drill downs, etc. Let me do this. I am going to go back to our old friend Whitecross, open up this focus drawer, okay? I can work with this opportunity, and remember, more focus drawers. I can look at the account focus drawer right here. My dashboard's still underneath. I've got all the information about the account, previous phone calls, timelines, whatnot. Under the opportunity, so you see my breadcrumb trail up here. I've got the opportunity, the account. I could keep drilling down if I need to. I could drill down into leads and customers. It's all about how you configure your dashlets and your focus drawers. Something that Sugar has always been at the very top of their game is the ability for end users to configure. So you get to configure these focus drawers. If you are, an SDR and you want to see calls, you want to see emails, you want to see your sequences and cadences, you can put that in the focus drawer, whereas a manager might want to see other information in a focus drawer. Sugar's so good at being able to configure this for the end user, and these are just as configurable. So White Cross, the opportunity, White Cross, the company, the VP of sales, Matthew Ray's. I'm still in the focus drawer. I see my breadcrumb trail up here. I've got my action buttons right here. What do I want to do? In this case, I want one more screen. So I'm just going to drag it down so I can see more. I'm going to log a call. I'm going to call Matthew right now. I'm going to log it. It does the right thing here. Say, name in. Talk to Matt. I wish Sugar would actually make me a better typist. So all from within that focus drawer, using the action buttons. Remember I said one of the features I think is really a combination. You combine the focus drawer capability with those action buttons right inside the focus drawer, and that becomes really, really powerful. And it's all configurable by the end user. And I suppose other tools could do stuff like this, but it's not something that you can configure. You'd have to get your programmer to build it out from the very beginning, maybe. But I think this is great. I think this is really, really excellent. So remember, folks, write down your questions, put them in here. We want this to be really helpful for you. So if you got questions about what you're seeing here, ask. Still my pipeline, still management. You know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to close this out. Okay, I'm going to go back to my account, back to the account level. And minus I meant to go back to the opportunity level. My action buttons here, but this time, okay, now I'm actually going to step away. I'm going to open it up in a separate, or I can edit here, or I can open it up in a separate screen by hitting that little icon. I wish I could use my mouse pad. So now I'm going to, boom, bounce out to the screen. Now you're seeing a familiar page, the record view. Got a little bit more stuff here. There's some things that are new. I've got the same action buttons we saw before, but now I've got a couple of other action buttons. Because it's configurable, we don't need to see that action button in the focus drawer. We only want to see that action button on the record view. Log a meeting, right there. On the right-hand side, I've got my familiar dashlets. I can collapse it. By the way, I don't have it configured here, but you can also add the capability of runtime filters right into the dashlets over here if you like. The focus drawers, again, down here, if you folks are using revenue line items, I can open the focus drawer again with action items, whatnot. I'm going to go over to the account now. And you can see, again, different sorts of action items. I'm getting an account profile. I can see a lot of fun stuff over here, but many times folks would work from a list. Now you could work right in the account record or from a list view. So I'm going to show you the account list view and talk about something that a customer recently asked for. We were really thrilled that this capability is now built right into Sugar. So first of all, you can use filters. You all have seen filters. Been around for a while. I've got a filter in place right now. I'd like to see all of my accounts in Philadelphia. Okay? Piper & Sons is my favorite here. But I want to select a few of them that I think are important. Piper and Sons, XYZ, yeah, whatever. Okay, I'm going to select these 4. It's all Philadelphia. I'm going to map them. This is a feature somebody asked about. Now it's in Sugar. People have been asking about things like this for a while. It used to be custom code, but now I see the items in the list view that I selected on my map. Built right into Sugar. If I hover over it, it tells me about the specific account.
And who would a map be helpful for in Sugar?
Well, I'm going to go back to the customers asking for this. They had field salespeople. These field salespeople would
Oh,
Friday plan the next week. Okay, I'm going to be in Philadelphia. Who's in Philadelphia? I'm probably going to visit Piper and Sons first. I'd like to see who's close to Piper and Sons, and I'm going to plan a trip there. So, wow, I'm just going to close this. And instead of just mapping it, I can get directions from my current location if I wish. I can do lots of things right from this list view, but I'm going to drill into Piper and Sons, that account. So they're they're the primary account I'm going to visit Monday morning. It's my Friday or Thursday as early as today, and I'm planning my work for next week. Who am I going to see as a salesperson? Okay, Piper and Sons, I know I got to visit them. Let me go down here to my mapping subpanel. Again, built right into Sugar. I can map all the accounts or other types of records from within the account record here. What opportunities are nearby, what people are nearby, but I'm going to stick to accounts. I'm willing to drive 75 miles. So I'm going to set the threshold. Who's within 75 miles of?
oh, cool.
Look at it, think, oh yeah, Sandian's one I want to visit. Okay, definitely Grow Fast and DD Furniture. Oh yeah, those are the 3 I want to. I don't know, the others maybe not so much, but for whatever reason, now I can say, map it from my location, my home office, my business office, wherever it is, the airport, or from the record, the base record, Piper and Sons. Let's get directions. It brings up that map. So now I know where I'm going to go next week. So that's the real life use case that customers have been asking us about. And it was over the summer, people were asking for this. And they said, our salespeople go out all the time. They'll range hundreds and hundreds of miles. And they want to have everything planned out ahead of time. So now it's all planned out ahead of time. It's inside Sugar. So it's not like, remember, I'm old enough, you probably wouldn't have done this, but I would print things out and bring the printed maps with me. Gosh, I can even go farther back and have a folded map in the glove box. But no more. It's right in Sugar on your laptop or on your phone. Or, I could just email it right to myself, email it to a colleague. Or if I'm the old guy, I can download it as a PDF and go print it. But I'm stepping into the 21st century. I'm just going to use it on my phone. I think this is really great, built into Sugar. And I want to stress, it doesn't have to be accounts. It can be opportunities or other people nearby. And I can apply other filters too. So really powerful at the account level.
Totally. And what I'm noticing again is you don't have to open another tab to either go to an outside mapping feature or anything like that. It's all living right in Sugar. So
Yeah,
you can drill down and focus.
imagine if you had to do this all manually. You'd be saying, okay, I got to go out to Google Maps, still do it on my laptop. I'm going to have another window open over here with Google Maps or Bing Maps or something, and I'm going to have to, I've done this. I have done this. It's painful. I got to copy and paste the address over into, okay, so I'm going to map out the ones I think are nearby, but I could be wrong. So maybe I get an account that's, okay, everybody's in Philadelphia. Maybe I got 50 of them in Philadelphia, 50 people or accounts. It's hard for me to map that, but Sugar will do it for me right in the tool. I don't even have to. So besides doing it manually, cutting and pasting in multiple browsers or multiple whatever, I'm in one screen doing it for me. I also see the maps in the right-hand pane, of course. This is another thing. This is just a dashlet. Go right into a dashlet if I want. Love this. I just think this is really, really powerful stuff.
Very cool.
I see a question. Is it okay with you if I look at this question?
Yes, please.
So I'm reading a question here from one of our attendees. It says, is there any way to have people with 0 records show up on a report? What do they mean? Well, an explanation report that shows a total number of upcoming demos, okay, used to determine who gets the next one. Oh yeah, yeah. People with 0 upcoming demos don't show on the, okay. My first response is probably. We'd have to dig in a little bit deeper because I want to make sure that my vision and your vision could be different, but I think you could do that. But why don't you give Jenna a call or just give us a call if you've been working with somebody here at Braincell. Let us know, chat with us, give us your email address. We can talk about further. But I think that the answer is definitely going to be almost certainly a yes, as long as my vision and your vision line up.
And we'll definitely follow up with you to get some clarification on the question. Make sure we're thinking about the same thing and then provide you with an answer.
Okay, phew. We've looked at a bunch of stuff so far. We've looked at filtering right on dashboard. We looked at focus drawers and action buttons. We've looked at how action buttons can be built into focus drawers. Looked at a bunch of things. I'm going to show you a couple more features that are new-ish. You know, they may not be brand new, but they're new-ish. There's my account list. I'm going to go to an opportunity list. Now, I hope you all are using this. It's been in Sugar for a while, but they haven't made a big deal out of it. The tile view. Raise your hands if you know what the tile view is. Something else I really like. Kanban view, tile view. I'm looking at all the opportunities that satisfy this filter, okay, in a tile view. In the tile view, yeah, it's configurable by you, the end user. I can see the names of the opportunities at various stages. And if I say, oh man, I know that this is not at the prospecting level, it's now at the qualification level, I can drag it right over. Sugar makes that change. I think that's really cool. So now it's another graphical representation for an end user, salesperson, to look at their particular opportunities, for example, or for the manager to look at all the opportunities. Because remember, this can be governed by the filter, right?
Totally. And the options for the tile view versus list view are just so nice because we all work differently. So it just
Yeah.
gives that option.
Yep. Again, this is less clicking, more selling. So, or less clicking, more managing, less clicking, more work. The work you're doing instead of clicking around. If I was a manager and I was trying to look at all of these, I might be drilling into each one and making changes rather than just seeing it graphically and doing that click and drag. And remember, I mean, Sugar's been able to do this since day one. These may not be your stages. That's okay, because of course the tile view is going to accommodate whatever stages you configure. So all of this is totally configurable. I'm looking at them by the sales stage, but again, it can be configured. Now I'm going to look at it by time. So I don't just have to, okay, what's going to close this month, next month? I can see it right here. This is kind of like a pipeline, different view that allows me to do work here using this view. I think this is really cool. I love these new capabilities of Sugar. All right, back to my list view. I'm going to go back out to the dashboards. Oh, wait, before I do, I forgot to say that you all may or may not be using these items here. See, it says likely, neutral, less likely, more likely. So this is another capability of Sugar. It's actually going to be improved over time. This is looking at, there's a little AI algorithm behind the scenes that'll say, okay, is this likely to close, less likely to close, more likely to close? It looks at similar opportunities, the actions that have been performed against those similar opportunities, and then the AI engine in the background tells you if it's likely to close or not. again, built right into Sugar. You don't have to go out to some AI engine. You don't have to guess. You don't have to offload it into Excel. Sugar will apply its understanding of other similar opportunities in Sugar to tell you how this opportunity is going. Now combine that with the automated flow. Wow, that would be really, really amazing. So I'll show you guys. I'm a little bit ahead of time here, so I can show you what's going on here. What it does, it looks at all the characteristics of this opportunity, compares it to other opportunities in your Sugar instance, and that's how it determines whether this is particularly liable to close or not. And it just says based on other opportunities like the value, the number of contacts, the timing of the contacts, maybe even the timing of these customer journeys, then it can determine if it's more likely or less likely. So again, new feature of Sugar, it's super powerful. And that's going to be improved too. Sugar's rolling in, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm going to go out on a limb. Sugar's rolling in some, you all have heard of a lot of really advanced AI stuff, and they're rolling that in. It's going to be called advanced forecasting. I didn't tell you that.
Kevin. Oh no.
Oh no. I'm going to go back to my dashboard, back to my old friend, the pipeline management dashboard. Okay. This gives me a lot of capability. One thing you all might have noticed down at the bottom, Sugar Live. Okay. If you all want to work inside Sugar Live, you can use Sugar Live and connect to an AWS instance. That's going to connect me over there. Sorry about that, folks. That was going to be much cleaner. You can connect to use Sugar Live to connect your Amazon, use Amazon capabilities for like chat, phone calling. So you can have live chat built right into Sugar. And that chat can be with other colleagues or with your customers. I can send text messages, chats, make phone calls through Sugar Live, leveraging the Amazon platform right inside Sugar. That's another way that I can do less clicking and more selling. So that's something else I want to make sure everybody got to see. Really, really cool stuff. Write down your questions. I don't see any new questions. Oh, there's some others coming in. Okay, so write down questions, folks, because we want to get to them. Have I shown you anything new, Jenna, that you think would be super, super cool?
The maps. Yep.
Yeah, okay. So maps, is that maybe your new feature, your favorite new feature?
No, so I'm still waiting for you to show my second favorite feature. Should I
Which
tell you?
is? Tell
Hint.
me. Oh, yeah, okay. That's why I came out to pipeline management. I'm going to drill down into, I want to kind of show it to you in action. Okay, so I'm going to go to an existing customer. Okay. Remember, I can drill down into the opportunity through the focus drawer. I mean, you get to the account through the focus drawer. Okay. Open them up this way. So this would be like a day in the life. I'm working here. Now I'm a salesperson. I'm messing around with this account, trying to close this opportunity. I may be missing some information. Over here, Sugar Hint in the right-hand panel. I'm going to bring up the Hint side panel. Hint is going to give me information about this customer, person, or an account. Or I'm going to go here. Oh, you know what? I'm bring up my favorite account. Let's go here. Piper and Sons. We're already talking Piper and Sons. I get so into this, I just forget which account I'm for. I put the wrong account. So now Piper and Sons, I've got information about Piper and Sons on the right-hand side, but it's really this person down here. Okay, Karsten. Remember, I can use the focus drawer. Look at information about Karsten here. I'm going to open Karsten's record, just drill right into it. And I could click on Karsten right here, or from the focus drawer. I'm opening up her contact record, and I can see information in the side panel about Karsten through Sugar Hint. I've got some, but man, there's more that I need. And notice these little cloud icons over here. These cloud icons let me enrich Karsten's contact record using external data.
So awesome.
Yeah, so this is another way that you can do less clicking and more selling. What would you have to do in the past? You've done this before, Jenna. So what would you do if Sugar Hint wasn't there? How would you be doing this?
Well, copy and paste the number, which would be ideal, or typing it in, which that leads to
Oh, I'm going to back
errors.
you up. I'm going to back you up. Not even that. You'd have to go open up a second browser, second window, and
And
you'd
try to
be
find
searching.
that
Oh,
phone
I'm going
number.
to go out to Jigsaw, or I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to go out, or I'm just going to search the web. I'm just going to Google Karsten. Maybe I find something. Maybe I find a LinkedIn account. I go to LinkedIn. Sure, Hint does all that.
Mm-hmm. Or digging through email to try to find a signature, and then you can't find the email that you know existed. Yeah, so
So Sugar Hint searches dozens of sources out on the web for you, so you don't have to click outside. You don't have to go hunt, and you don't have to cut and paste because I can say, okay, I know I'm going to grab education level. Of course, it wouldn't be a demo unless I got in there. But I can grab individual items here, or I can just grab it all and enrich the entire record. And there's a lot of functionality here. So I don't want to scare people off because you don't have to just say, okay, if I click this, does it overwrite all my data? No. You can configure Sugar Hint to put the data into the Sugar Hint subpanel, or you could just say go straight into the record. But most people don't want it to overwrite the record immediately. Okay, so I actually clicked on that and it brought it into the Sugar Hint panel instead of pushing it right up into her contact record because that's a safer thing to do. While I'm here, by the way, remember focus drawers, all these things apply right to the contact level, even to the old-fashioned contact record. And I can work with my call lists and other stuff right from in here. So I don't want you all to think that it's only at the account level or other places or dashboards. Right here. Jenna,
yes,
are we getting new questions?
we are. Um, so let's see the first one. And um, the next portion of this was going to be the Q&A. How are
Or do
you
you want to
feeling
hold
about
on
the
off the
demo? Yeah,
Q&A?
because the Q&A will be coming up in just a couple of minutes, so we can let you wrap up the
Okay.
demo, and then yeah, we have a few more questions, so we'll get right to it.
Okay. So let me scroll down and well, okay, I was going to show some other things down there. There's lots of different features inside Sugar. The one thing that I want to stress, this is the last point that I want to make, is
Okay.
this isn't just for Sugar Sell. So notice up here, I've got Sugar Market. So marketers can use this too because the data from Sugar Market is going to come into Sugar. So if you're a marketer and you want to see marketing data, your dashboards can be marketing related. If you're in customer service, you can use Sugar and the new features, your dashboard features, the runtime filters, controlling dashboards or dashlets. That can apply to Sugar Serve as well, not just Sugar Sell. So the last point that I want to make is it doesn't matter how you're using Sugar. All of these capabilities are applicable to you. Even that upcoming advanced forecasting stuff, even the AI data analysis stuff can be applied to marketing data and to customer success data or customer service data as well as Sugar Sell. So that was a question that we had in a previous call with the customer. Said, oh, this is only for Sugar Sell, but I'm in support. Yeah, well, you're in luck. You don't have to worry about it. Wow, that took us right to 1:45. That was supposed to be when I was done. I think
Yeah, you did such a good job. I didn't even have to wheel you back in.
I know. So, okay, to everybody who's watching, as we were practicing this a few days ago, she was going to have to reel me back in if I went long. Trying not to go long.
You did a great job. Thank you
We had
so
trouble.
much. All right, you want to flip back to the presentation here,
Yeah, let's
and
go to
then
questions.
great, yeah. So keep entering your questions into the chat here. We do have a few. So this one that came in, are people using Sugar Live as a primary dialer feature for sales outreach?
Nice Q&A. Say that again, please. I was focusing on hitting the right mouse button.
Weren't listening. Are people using Sugar Live as a primary dialer feature for sales outreach?
They can. It is you absolutely can. You don't have to, but you can. It's all what it does is it leverages Amazon, and Amazon
Hmm.
Connect is really a great tool. If you ever use it, I've configured it. It connects right into Sugar, so you can use it as your primary dialer. And if you're using Sugar Live, then what it'll do is it'll create your call records. You can configure it to um, essentially be your telephony tool that also, because it integrates with your CRM, automatically create those call records, take notes in the call record. You don't have to manually do it yourself. So the answer is yes.
Great. And can maps be used to create a triptych? So that means driving directions between multiple sites.
Yep, yep, it sure can. And that's kind of what I showed you. You can say, okay, I've got site one and site two, and it can give me that route between all 4 or 5 or all the sites in one place. Or you can just say separate. I just want each leg of my journey. Or I can say this is Monday, this is Tuesday, this is Wednesday. So the answer is yes. You can create your triptych. That's an old term. I haven't heard triptych for a long time. I bet you guys use AAA.
And then what external data sources does Sugar Hint leverage?
Wow,
That's
I
a good
don't
question.
know. And Sugar has, I know some of them, but I don't know all of them. So
There's about
it'll do,
100.
yeah, there's a lot of them. It'll do regular web searches. It'll look on various social media sites. Um, so if you have like one specific thing that you want it to be looking at, it probably does. Sugar actually pays for a lot of these services, and so you're getting the service through Sugar that Sugar's paying for to do that research. But man, there's so many of them. I don't know off the top of my head which ones specifically.
Yeah, and we can see if, we can gather some examples for you and follow up.
Yeah,
Um, and then, so it says, here's another question. It says I'm on Cell Advanced. What is
yeah.
Cell Premier?
I am going to defer that to you, Jenna, because you're the expert on additions. I think I know, but if I say it, I might get it wrong. So I'm going to leave it up to you. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure thing. So Sugar Cell Advanced is their most widely used tier um, version. And what that means is you have the capabilities to add on the things like hint, automate, map. They don't come with your license in the price. They are additional products, but you have the capability to add them. SugarCell Premier is a license that includes all of those products. So you'll get, with a SugarCell Premier license, you will get included the map, hint, automate, um,
That's your old
connect.
customer, that's customer journey, right? That's yeah.
Yep, the old customer journey, connect. And then you'll also get increased tiered support, so you'll be at a higher support level, as well as additional storage, data and file storage.
So Sugar Advanced. A lot of folks came from Sugar Enterprise. They may have been hosted themselves on prem, and then they got into the Sugar Cloud, and they're probably using what's called Sugar Advanced then up in Sugar Cloud. And they can add on these things. But it sounds like if you have the need for, one add-on, if you just need, customer journey,
Hmm.
then you can just buy that one add-on. But as soon as you get your second add-on, if I remember the pricing, as soon as you need more than one add-on, it really does make sense to bump up to Sugar Premier because it'll save you some dough. And then you get lots of other capabilities too. I didn't know about the additional storage. I didn't
Yeah,
know I was using additional storage. Sure, that's great. That is really, really good.
Yeah, the way they bundle it up, they really give you a good price for all the tools as opposed to adding them a la carte. And then, yeah, additional storage and the extra support. So if you already have a tool that we've mentioned, like Hint or Automate or even Connect, and you want to take a closer look at the other tools to see if it does make sense to look at a bundle, definitely just let us know. And then, so are the only products Sugar has for salespeople? Hmm,
Oh yeah, okay, so that's what I mentioned earlier. That's okay, I can reiterate.
yeah.
Um, what you saw today, I was showing it from the perspective of a salesperson, but it doesn't have to be from a salesperson. Remember, it can also be used for customer support. And then even the marketers, Sugar Market's a separate tool that marketers use, but the data comes into Sugar. So your customer support and your marketing folks will see all that data inside Sugar, and you can leverage all those features we showed you today for anybody in any role. So the answer to your question is no, it's not just for salespeople.
Great. And then I see another one here. This must be from someone who is not using Sugar that answered the poll question. If I'm not on Sugar, how hard would it be for me to join or migrate over to Sugar?
Okay, that's a good question, one we really can't answer because we don't know. We'd have to talk to you about that.
Hmm.
Um, what are you coming from? How much data do you have? What kinds of data? And do we need to reproduce any customizations in your old system, the new system? It's easy to figure out, but there is no one answer. You know, how do you want to migrate? Is it just a simple spreadsheet import, or do we have to use some sort of tool, some middleware to pull data in? A lot of existing CRMs have a connection that you can leverage to get data in Sugar. A lot of the older things may not, maybe just export in spreadsheets. So the answer is we just don't know until we talk to you and look at your data, maybe get a sample of your data. But, and this is really good, we've got a ton of experience in this kind of work. I'd say this is one of our specialties because we've represented a lot of tools over the years, and our engineers here know so much. I walked into a conference room, was it just yesterday, day before, and asked my engineer about something that I haven't worked with for years. And he said, oh yeah, I know that. We can handle that. So we've got a lot of experience. We do that sort of thing really well. Give us a call, we'll answer for you. We can figure it out.
Great.
Wow, look at this.
So
We are right on time.
I know. I'm really
Woo.
proud I'm really proud of us, honestly. I was a little bit nervous about the timeline. Um,
Well, you're nervous about me? Come on.
yeah, honestly. But it does look like there are no more questions, so let's wrap it up for everyone here. First, thank you so much, Kevin, for joining me today and running that demo. And everybody, once again, you'll be receiving a recording of this event. It will likely be in your inbox tomorrow morning.
Oh,
Additionally, we'll
I gotta
follow
go
up with
here.
you.
So I didn't interrupt. I had a question, but you go ahead.
No, go. You already
No,
did it.
finish
You
what you
already got
got.
in there.
There's a question about this slide. Finish. You go.
Oh, okay, okay. What was I saying? Oh, we're going to be following up with everybody individually this week, just to make sure that all of your questions are answered. I know we have a couple that we want to get back to. Um, but if you're wondering if that Sugar Premier is right for you, we'll schedule a 15, 30-minute assessment. And then if you do schedule an assessment, we're also going to send you a Sugar Wish.
That was my
Um,
question. What's
I
a
knew
sugar
it.
wish?
What is a Sugar Wish? Um, a Sugar Wish, it's treats essentially. You may have received some from us in the past. We love a Sugar Wish. You can choose to they have like cookies, tea, if there's a dog that you love,
Chocolate. Chocolate.
chocolates, candies, and they're great for sharing in the office if you want to bring it into the office, or you can take it home and enjoy some sweet treats.
You said dog treats too?
Yeah, they have dog treats for
Oh, that's
those
great.
dogs.
Yeah, they're really crunchy. A little dry though, but really crunchy.
Alrighty. Well, yeah, so reach out to us if you do want to get an assessment. You'll get a sweet treat once you make that appointment, and we can decide if Sugar Premier's right for you. If it makes sense.
Makes sense.
All right. Well, thanks so much, everybody, and have a great day.